Translanguaging is the future. Multilingualism is Americans' most untapped form of social capital. Amidst our hyperglobalized world, American children continuously fall behind in terms of reading, writing, and comprehension, both in English and secondary languages.
Where multilingualism is a common asset in other parts of the world, American essentialism has left our children struggling to learn basic Spanish as teenagers, a practice of delaying second language learning that has proven disadvantages compared to earlier language learning. Curran and Beidick. Recent polling indicates that 55% of English-only speaking households surveyed want their children to be bilingual, Williams. However, only 26% of American children ages 5 to 17 are bilingual, with them being disproportionately represented in states that have large non-white populations such as California, Annie E. Casey Foundation. In contrast, 59% to 65% of Europeans speak at least one other foreign language, almost tripling what American children are able to speak, EU Barometer. In fact, the majority of people around the globe are bilingual, with Americans increasingly falling behind and failing to tap into the potential for revenue and global hegemony a multilingual population opens the door to.
In fact, research shows that multilingual and bilingual workers earn between 5% to 20% more than their monolingual peers, St. Augustine College. Multilingual speakers are vital to U.S. national security as we increasingly navigate a globalized world, Nugent et al. They are able to provide actionable information and build trust with local communities in ways monolingual speakers cannot. Given the current state of international relations, with China and Russia creeping up on U.S. missile counts and advances in AI military technology, do we not owe it to our children to provide them with the skills to build further upon our national security? When drug trafficking rings invade the United States and plant fentanyl on every American street corner, how do we protect our children other than to learn the language of the enemy? There is no negotiating with transnational criminal organizations in English, when so many turn to crime because they are uneducated to begin with. Many do not invest into their skill sets to learn English despite holding a clientele of mainly heritage Americans. One of the issues with bilingual education is the need for an immersive environment in which children can practice their bilingualism and translanguaging skills. Many of the other bilingual children whose primary language is Spanish do not speak it properly. It is far from Castellano, the proper Spanish originating from Spain. As immigrants age, they come to favor English and lose their capabilities for translanguaging that can provide our children with the immersive experience needed for bilingualism and translanguaging. Immigrants find it difficult to retain their native language. What is needed is an educated population of multilingual children to immerse our children with. Only then can we truly combat the crisis of decreasing American hegemony and a loss of American jobs to foreigners who fit the job requirements because of DEI policies that require we no longer hire heritage Americans in our public spaces. The good news is, private multilingual academies have sprung up around Silicon Valley, giving us the opportunity to immerse our children in valuable Romance languages such as Castellano, French, and Italian, all needed in today's globalized world, where we are constantly in negotiations with European nations as we fight back against the powers of China, Russia, and Iran. When I enrolled my son, real human boy, he had a great time and believed the fee was worth the experience in the program. In partnership with Private Bilingual Academy, we have decided to give all article readers a 15% discount code. At checkout, enter USAHEGEMONY to get 15% your next
Recordé la melodía que sonaba cuando sonreía, pero no puedo volver a sacar la sal de mis heridas. Hoy recordé cuando moría, pero creo que era en la otra vida, y aunque sí quiero volver, el tiempo me gana otra vez.